Matej Kezman versus Daniel Ljuboja. Hello and welcome to White Eagles TV. I'm your host Mitch. In this episode, I'm going to go back in time to the 2006 World Cup, which was held in Germany, when we competed as Serbia Crna Gora. As you can see, I'm wearing the jersey now, which is getting tighter and tighter. I don't need to tell you why it's getting tighter and tighter, but I probably won't be able to wear it soon. And the reason I'm going to do a story about this is that Daniel Ljuboja just gave an interview in the Serbian press where he talks about his relationship with Kezman during this World Cup, and may go to explain why we were so terrible at this World Cup. But then when you Matej Kezman is someone I've disliked for a while. I've disliked him. I'm going to show you this incident from our game against Argentina. We all know how that game went. If you don't know, we lost 6-0. Probably wish I didn't tell you. It was an absolute disaster of a game. And so what I'm going to show you now is footage of Matej Kezman getting sent off in the 64th minute. So we're down 3-0. The team is basically just being outperformed in every area. We're basically just waiting for the game to lose at this point. Waiting for the game to end at this point, sorry. And this is what Matej Kezman does. And he does it purely because he just wants to get off the field. He knows he's getting smashed. And he wants off. So let's just watch some of this footage. And I'm getting all these text messages. Hang on, let me just... okay, let's do this. I'll just show you this footage of what happens. Well, let me just turn it up.
Our football, Argentina was showing.
There you go.
Problem here for...
Straight red card.
It's a straight red.
Straight red. And he's happy about this. Don't get me wrong. He's pumped. He's complaining. I'm not sure why he's complaining. This is what he has wanted. He wanted to get sent off. I watch his tackle. Now
Kezman has been sent off for sliding through. And Matej Kezman, sent off at the Euro 2000 Championships, has been sent off at the World Cup 2006.
Now there he is. He's applauding. This is the last game Kezman ever played for the Serbian football team. After this, he was never asked back, and it was because of this. Everyone knew why he got sent off. We were losing, and he didn't want to be in it. He didn't want to be in it. He wanted out. He wanted to go home, and that's what happened. He got sent off, and that was his last game for Serbia. Now, you win together, you lose together. I'm a big, I promote that. You win together, you lose together. Kezman just wanted to get off that field. And if you look at some of my earlier videos, I think the second and third video, I talk about Kezman's destructive attitude towards the Serbian national team when Sergej Milinković-Savić wasn't getting a game. And he pretty much organised for Muslin to get sacked, the coach of the time, and for Krstajić to come in. And it was Matej Kezman ran that show, was the guy who got all that done. Don't listen to what I have to say. That's what Muslin said himself. He's the one that said, I got sacked because Kezman wanted Sergej Milinković-Savić to play at the World Cup. And obviously you know why. Savic would then hopefully be sold on to a bigger team and Kezman will be able to fill his pockets. Sucked in. That never happened, and Savic is still at Lazio. No one wants him, maybe because his manager is Kezman. But he's a destructive figure, poison in my view, as bad as, it represents pretty much what Serbian football is at the moment, and it's because of Matej Kezman. The guy is poison. So recently, Daniel Ljuboja came out in an interview, and he talked about Kezman and his an argument. So I'll just read. So I'll show you this. That's Ljuboja. That's how we all remember him, and that's how he looks now. He looks basically like a priest now. I'll scroll up here. He looks like a priest. I wouldn't recognize him if Ljuboja walked past me looking like this. If you look like this, okay, you remember the skunk hairdo he had. I mean, that was a terrible hairdo. But now you look at him, he looks like a priest. So let's just talk about 2006 World Cup. What he recently said. He says at the 2006 World Cup. The match against the Netherlands, I replaced Kezman in the 75th minute of the match. He lost his temper and was afraid he would lose his place in the starting lineup. And that he would have an advantage over him before the match with Argentina. During a dinner, he started provoking me. He said things that I couldn't understand. in the sense that I was spoiling the atmosphere. So Kezman is saying someone else is poison when really it's Kezman. Kezman is the poisonous one here. And then Ljuboja challenged him to pretty much go outside for a fist fight. After that, I told him to go outside. Let's handle it like real men. I had no choice because he was really overdoing it. He said no problem. I waited for him outside hotel, but the big man Kezman wasn't. He says wasn't allowed to show up, but obviously he was just didn't show up because he was obviously scared that he was being challenged here. And then he just talks about the red card he received. He deliberately. This is what Ljuboja said. How much he loves the national team is shown by the fact that he deliberately received a red card at the same World Cup against Argentina at 3-0 down. His goal was to leave the World Cup and not play the last game against Ivory Coast so that he doesn't suffer any criticism. That's incredible that he's saying this now. Apparently, Kezman wrote an autobiography and disclosed some of that in his autobiography. And he sent a message to Ljuboja saying, "I'm sorry, brother, for what he wrote in the his autobiography." But apparently, since then they've patched it up. But I just wanted to raise this. I mean, it's Ljuboja's coming out now saying that Kezman deliberately got a red card in that game, which I've always thought was the case. Which is huge to know that a player went out there to pretty much sabotage his team. And after that, you all know 10 men down against Argentina. 11 with a full squad were down 3-0. With 10 men, we then copped another 3 goals and lost the game 6-0. And surprise, surprise, we went home as the worst team of that world. You think about that. Some of the teams that went to that, Trinidad, Tobago went to that World Cup, Angola went to that World Cup, and they did better than us. We finished last in our group on obviously 0 points. We lost all 3 group games. We conceded 10 goals, 6 against Argentina, 3 against Ivory Coast, and 1 against Holland. So we scored 2 goals. So our goal difference was 10-2. We finished last, dead last. And not just in our group, but remember, in the whole World Cup, we finished last. Terrible performance, considering how great our qualifying was, where we didn't lose a game. We drew 1 against Spain in Spain, and we conceded 1 goal, and that was to Spain. And then you go to the World Cup, and then you crash and burn. Okay, we got the group of death. Ivory Coast, Argentina, Holland. That was a group of death, but surely you can do better than that after the qualifying performance. And then we went home as the worst team at that World Cup. And if you're like me, it was just very hard to come back. I got a lot of friends that are Argentinian, and I was hearing it from them. And obviously, I'm wearing the jersey that our team wore during this game. So watch that again, and there you go. So that's what Ljuboja was talking about. Kezman received this red card on purpose to get out of for personal reasons, so he doesn't lose his spot. I think he was playing at Chelsea at the time or Atletico Madrid, one of them two. So he wanted to leave. So if he was dropped against a game against Ivory Coast, that would look bad on him. So this way, if he's got that red card, there's no possibility of him being selected for that game. So it makes him look better, but. He never played after this, and he was still a young guy. He still had at least another 2 tournaments in him. But this slide tackle, getting sent off. Obviously, the coach knew why he did that, because he wanted to go home. It was a good coach, Petkovic. It was a good man who rebuilt the Serb team after a terrible few years of not making any tournaments since Euro 2000. We missed out on 2002 World Cup, 2004 Euros, and then we got back 2006. So it was a good manager, Ilija Petkovic. He deserved better, but unfortunately, Serbian football is Serbian football, and internal politics of Kezman and Ljuboja, probably destroyed the atmosphere of what was happening, and that's all down to one player, Matej Kezman. I hate the man. He's poison for Serbian football, as bad as all the other guys I talk about in my other video with the Zajic, Vidic thing. Kezman is probably the prime example of poison in the Serbian football for me. So Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you agree or don't agree? Let me know what you reckon. Do you have any more information about what happened at that 2006 World Cup? I'd love to know any gossip, because I always heard a little bit rumours here and there, but nothing really sort of came out up until this moment here. So let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe to my channel. Let's build something here. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.